Greetings family, this is Brother Dan again with a new video with the aim of helping my brothers and sisters on their Christian path. Now in today's video we have Brother Wes Huff telling us that he had a debate with Billy Carson. Now if you don't know Billy Carson, you can go over to my channel. You can go over to my channel and you can just scroll down. You can just scroll to the point where you will find my video that I did on Billy Carson. It's a longer video, but you can scroll and you will find it. There it is. It's titled Christians Disturbed by Billy's Claims. Why? Because many of these New Age type claims made by critics of our faith, critics of the Christian faith, they get it right through their claims, through their teachings, through their words to deceive the hearts of the simple. Now, if you are a new Christian, they can totally get it right to shipwreck your faith, for you are not prepared at that time for their teachings, for their lies. Why do I call it lies? I call it lies because they don't know the truth. They don't have the truth. Who is the truth? Jesus Christ is the truth. Jesus said, I am the way, the life, and the truth. They don't know Jesus Christ, and they certainly don't have Jesus Christ. They don't. Well, the image that they have of Jesus Christ is a perverted image. It's not the correct Jesus Christ. So, in that video, I referred to YouTube channel What Do You Mean, that made also a video about Billy's and Billy's claims. And one of the main points that stood out is the fact that Billy does not give proof of his claims. He's simply just lying. I just have to say it straight to you guys. He and those that is doing the same work that he does is spreading false information and lies. And by doing that, they are agents of Satan, working together with Satan, who is the deceiver and the father of lies. Coming back to Wes Huff. Wes Huff is a Christian brother that is also an apologist.
I debated Billy Carson. You heard that right. This isn't clickbait.
Let me just pause it there. He is a Christian brother that has actually studied. In other words, he is prepared for engaging in a topic with Billy Carson. Now, what I have learned is that the same with Muslim apologists, like Zakir Naik, for an example. They don't want to communicate and have a debate and dialogue with a Christian that has studied his subject well enough, that is prepared for the subject matter, for the topic that they will discuss. No, they don't want to do that. They will just come up with excuses and they will avoid it at all cost to not engage a Christian that knows his or her stuff, because their lies will be exposed. And so they are bullying those of us who are not so familiar with the subject topics. They are taking chances of the vulnerability of Christians and the ignorance of Christians concerning certain subjects, with the purpose of shipwrecking your faith. This is what they are doing. And so I want us to listen to what Wes Huff said concerning his debate with Billy Carson on a certain podcast.
I debated Billy Carson. You heard that right. This isn't clickbait. I actually debated Billy Carson. Let me tell you about it. So last week I got a message in my DMs from a podcast host saying he knew Billy and that Billy was going to be in his studio the next day and asked if I'd be willing to come in and discuss some of the things that Billy has said very publicly about Christianity. Now, this particular podcaster lives in Florida. I live in Toronto, Canada. So with less than 24 hours notice, I just wasn't able to be in studio. But I did say that I'd be more than willing to hop on a virtual call and interact with Billy that way. And for the record, I also made it clear that I didn't want this to come across as some sort of trap or gotcha. If Billy was willing to interact with me knowing who I was, that's great, but I said specifically that I did not want this to be some sort of ambush. I was assured that this was not the case. I was being invited, Billy was being notified of that, and that we would have a respectful and good...
In other words, Billy knew exactly who Wes Huff was and how that Wes... The studies that is behind Wes, the credentials of Wes Huff, this was communicated to Billy. So let's continue. Let's listen.
Good faith discussion. And as far as I'm concerned, that is in fact what took place. Now, we only talked for a little over an hour, and if I'm honest, I really wished we would have talked about more. Billy had to leave after that hour. He was upfront about that at the beginning. So he wasn't running away or anything. He actually had to go, and he had prefaced the conversation with that. There were about a dozen things that Billy has said very confidently on very public platforms about Christianity that are just simply false. And I wanted to push him on those things. Credible scrutiny only helps to refine and sharpen the truth. I want to be shown where I'm wrong and where I say things that are incorrect. And I think as long as it's done with proper intentions in the right way, doing that with others shows respect for them too. In my personal opinion, the conversation did not go well for Billy, though. He really didn't have much of a rebuttal to what I said, and that didn't mean he didn't talk a lot. He did. But when I asked him about his sources, about their credibility, he just kind of shrugged his shoulders. When he said, as he's done on some of the world's biggest online platforms, that the Sinai Bible denies the crucifixion.
Let us note, when asked concerning his sources, there's just little to no response, because it's either these people they don't want you to look at the sources, they don't provide you the sources, or they will just say something like look it up, and maybe they will just hope that you don't look it up, because when you look it up you will find that things that is saying the very opposite to what they are saying. And this is what Wes Huff did. Let's listen.
And I pulled a literal facsimile of the Sinai Bible off my bookshelf and asked him why he would say that when I can clearly open up the Greek text in the Gospels, in the Sinai Bible, and find the crucifixion. His response was that he misspoke, that he really meant to say the Gospel of Barnabas, or the...
No, the thing is, if he misspoke, these guys, they it's very little that they return to their audience and say, listen, on that date I said this, I misspoke. No, they just go on. If you know that you misspoke, then correct it, because now you are allowing your audience to, and people that listen to you, to go on and to believing your misspeech.
Or the Gospel of Jesus' wife, when I walked through why the Gospel of Barnabas and the Gospel of Jesus' wife are known forgeries from the modern era, he didn't have any type of answer. Now, in the way...
And these critics, they will not talk about the subject that these Gnostic Gospels, extra biblical texts, they are forgeries, known forgeries. No, when they speak, they speak as if, no, these are facts. These are factual documents. These are original and factual documents recording facts. Why do they have more faith in such documents than in Say, for example, the four Gospels. Because of their unbelief. They pretend to be men and women of facts and of logic. But really, they are not.
In the wake of the interview, Billy Carson has asked that the recording not be released. And in all honesty, I do get why. This is Billy's bread and butter. His career as a content creator and public figure, and his credibility as an online educator are influenced by the way he comes across and the integrity and reliability of the topics he discusses. If that is put under careful examination and its truthfulness is undermined, that has consequences for Billy. Now, I don't know if that recording will ever...
In short, basically, lies make a lot of money. And he's doing it for the money. It's not about facts, it's not about truth, it's not about logic, not about objectivity, it's about the money. And he will lie to get the money. It's all about the love of money that is the root of all evil. Why do we expect an unbeliever like Billy Carson to speak the truth of God's word? No, doesn't have the truth. You cannot speak something that you don't have.
Will ever see the light of day. I hope it does, but I don't know. But let me say that I trust the podcast host whose channel this took place on, and it is entirely his decision to post or not to post the content. I respect that, even if I do in fact want the interaction to be public. It's his podcast on his channel, and he has the right to agree with Billy's request. The fact that Billy doesn't want it to be posted clearly communicates to me that he also didn't think it went very well. Let me just finish by saying this. Billy says a lot of out there stuff, but among it all are just patently false things about the Bible and Christianity. I've made a bunch of content addressing these things and what Billy has said, and in it all, I hope what those interactions and responses reflect is not a personal attack on Billy. I can separate Billy Carson from the ideas he espouses, and I think that should always be our tactic. I debated Billy Carson. As far as I'm aware, I'm the only person who ever has. Maybe I'm the only person who ever will. And whether that gets posted or not, I think the fact that Billy doesn't want it to be posted also tells you how well Billy thought the conversation went.
So there we have it. That is what it is. And so, hopefully Billy will refrain from engaging with Christian apologetics, with Christian theologians. Now, for those of us who are not apologetics, not theologians, we didn't go to Bible school and study all these things out. It is good to listen to our Christian brothers and sisters at that specific time and place to familiarize ourselves with the subject, with the content that is being spoken about. Even if you are a new Christian, read the Bible a lot, and you will just do good to yourself when you study and listen to Christian apologetics and their content out there. Especially when you have heard somebody said something that is just outrageous, before you accept it. We are blessed in this age with internet. You can go onto the internet and listen to what Christian apologists has to say on this matter, because they will present to you the facts. They will speak to you reliable truths concerning whatever subject there is, and they will help you to grow in your faith. And so doing, we are growing together. We are helping each other, and we are growing together in the faith, and we are encouraging each other in the faith. And hopefully we can help the younger brothers, those who are new to the faith, to prevent that their faith will be shipwrecked by antichrists, by people that is doing the very work of Satan in deceiving the masses, deceiving their audiences. From my side, The Lord bless you. Shalom.